Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Safety Association. These folks are making a difference in our province. They're making sure people get home every day to be with their families safe and sound. I got to tell you, that's meaningful and impactful work. I'm getting to know these folks one person at a time. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Trina Troke. I currently serve as the chair of the board of directors of NLCSA.
What was your journey to that position, Trina? Tell me about that.
Well, I've served on the board for 6 years now. I started out as a director, and I served as director for 3 years. I moved into the role of vice chair for 2 years, and now I'm in the end of my first year as chair.
Well, it's an important role that you're in. I'd like to stay on your pathway to get here. So what was your involvement with construction, safety, and all of that leading into this?
Well, I've worked in industry for 25 years, and all my positions have involved project management, construction, and so on. So safety has been absolutely ultimate priority for me throughout my career. I'm very passionate about safety, and like I said, it's always been such an important thing. I've often told my project teams that cost and schedule are important. However, safety is the most important, making sure everyone gets home safe at the end of the day.
Yeah. Is it keeping that industry perspective for just a little bit longer? Talk to me about it. Just dive a little deeper into the importance of safety in industry.
Certainly, it's all about the folks and making sure they're home safe at the end of the day. You know, it's everything from understanding the hazards and making sure our workers understand the hazards. You know, I've been in a manager role for most of my career, and you know, I think it's so important that leaders and managers are visible on the work site and really advocate for safety. So it's not just something that's coming from head office, it's something that's really driven at the field level and by management and leadership.
Okay, I'm going to take you back to the boardroom table now, if I could, for a second, and that is keeping in mind that you talked just then about everybody needing to be in the conversation, and I want to sort of talk about that from a board perspective. How important is it to have everybody's voices around that table?
Well, we have a very diverse board in terms of you know, folks from different with different experiences and different skills, and also representatives from, you know, small employers, large employers, from employers themselves versus labor, as well as other industry stakeholders. So as a board member, I represent PEG&L, which is the Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Newfoundland and Labrador. So we're another stakeholder. Engineering firms, architects, even, you know, folks like landscape and users of construction services such as Newfoundland Power, who you spoke with earlier.
Talk to me about the importance of NLCA in the construction industry. Where does it place itself? How important is it?
The NLCSA has a very important role in industry. You know, I've seen the impact that NLCS has had over the years. You know, the organization's been around for about as long as I have in my career. You know, early days, workers were not as knowledgeable about safety practices and procedures and, you know, awareness of the hazards. I've seen that evolve over time, over the years. Workers today are much more engaged. They're much more knowledgeable. They participate in the toolbox talks, identifying the hazards and understanding what risks are there and what they need to do to prevent injury and illness. You know, and I believe the NLCSA has been a huge part of that. I mean, we offer training services and we offer other resources and expertise to help employers and help workers understand what they need to do to ensure their safety.
You know, I love the way you describe the impact that it makes. Of course, you're a professional engineer. You would be no stranger and would have studied Dr. Deming's PDSA cycle. So talk to me about the importance of continuous improvement.
Well, continuous improvement it's never good enough. As long as workers are still getting injured, as long as incidents are still happening, we're not good enough. So, you know, the day we reach a point when no one is injured on a work site, no incidents happen, and, you know, it's perfection. So until we get there, continual improvement is absolutely important, critical.
You know, another big part of the NLCSA is sort of a relationship with government and representing the industry to government. Talk to me about the importance of advocacy. Tell me about that.
So, you know, things that NLCSA does, and I think about it in terms of advocacy, is one key initiative that we have right now is the Construction Industry Incident Alert program. So basically what that is, and this ties to continual improvement as well, what that is, employers and companies voluntarily provide information about incidents that have happened on their work sites. And so the NLCSA takes that and makes it a little bit more anonymous and puts it out there to industry. So an incident that happens with one company doesn't happen again. So again, it's part of continual improvement, but it's sharing those lessons learned among various stakeholders. And I think that's critically important because prior to that, you know, incidents generally, if an employer has an incident, they may communicate that in a safety alert among their own employees, their own staff, but it might not get to a similar company doing similar type of work. Yeah. So the NLCSA is kind of pulling that information in and pushing it out to the industry in general.
You know, one thing, of course, the board and indeed the NLCSA is constantly in an effort to do is sort of inform their members. And what would some of the key messages that you would send if you were at the members' dinner table every night? What messages would you talk to them about the NLCSA?
So one would be our training. We offer cost-effective and very convenient training. We have locations here in Mount Pearl as well as Corner Brook and Gander where we offer in-person training. But we also have instructor-led virtual training and online training, so self-directed, so folks can do it at their convenience. And I believe it's really important that people do the training and understand and learn, again, part of continual improvement. So I think taking advantage of the NLCSA training is one thing. Another thing is we have a really great website. Our website has ready-to-use toolbox talks. We have sample safety plans, safe work practices, samples of site-specific work plans, and also links to all the relevant legislation, so the Occupational Health and Safety Act, and other legislation out there. So it's kind of a one-stop where folks can go to get information, and it's readily available and it's publicly available. So it's using that information. I attended a toolbox talk at a recent site visit, and the foreperson there was actually delivering the toolbox talk message and talking to the workers, and the workers were talking, you know, discussing it. And when I looked, the toolbox talk had an NLCSA logo at the top. So I was beaming with pride to see that this particular construction company was actually using one of our out-of-the-box toolbox talks as a basis to facilitate that discussion. So a really great point of pride. The third thing I would let members know is about the great team we have here at NLCSA. We have a team of safety professionals who are knowledgeable and experienced and are there to help. And so I'd encourage our membership to tap into that resource and reach out and get involved, get engaged.
All this stuff doesn't happen without solid leadership, so thank you very much.
Thank you.